I'm sitting down with my friend Usman. His sales consulting company is doing over $500,000 per month, and he's been the top sales manager across your favorite brands like Iman Gadzhi, Brez and William Brown. So he's absolutely cracked at sales. But today we'll also crack his personal brand with the exact frameworks I used to go from zero to $100,000 a month in 10 months as a 16-year-old with no track record in the most competitive niche there is. The goal is to build him a brand that doesn't make him look like everyone else, communicates how insanely credible he is, and subtly brings his competitors down to make him the only choice for his ICP. Let's get into it.
I don't really put much effort in.
Yeah.
The value is low. I can't really see myself in the content.
There's no reason with your track record you shouldn't have at least 100,000 followers.
I was doing the cheapest, fastest way possible, and that's why the quality was so low. I think the biggest mindset shift is saying to myself, I am a creative, not just a business owner.
That's pretty much the only irreplaceable part of the business. First couple of things, what is the goal with your brand right now?
Get more customers rather than just go broad and just grow.
Okay. And if you look at your Instagram, you look at your YouTube now, what do you feel like the biggest problems are?
I don't really put much effort in.
Yeah.
The value is low, and I can't really see myself in the content.
See, one thing that I think, right, is if we let me just separate this. So I'd say first thing for you especially is show and don't tell. So if you look through most of your content is you talking about, how to do this and this on the sales team, but there's so much more proof of you doing things and things you've done for other people that you can even just document. Because if you look at brand, it's defined as associations with people, concepts, ideas, and you have so many good things that you can associate yourself with. But people don't see that. People don't see the things you've done. Then another thing, what this does is it makes it easier to make content, right? What are some things that you do, let's think outside of content, where you're in flow state, where you're that you enjoy and that you do well?
In work or out of work?
In work.
On calls.
On calls.
Calls with clients.
Calls. Anything else?
Calls, a lot of what I'd love to do is just speaking to people.
Yeah.
So that's probably my flow state when I just don't think about the time. I could be on 8 hours of calls back to back and it's okay.
So masterminds as well?
Yeah, masterminds as well, yeah.
Cool. So calls, masterminds, calls could also be in-person coaching.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the stuff, you can make sure this is filmed and you can use it and it requires no extra effort from you, right? So if you're doing a lot of these things, especially if you're doing it and you're in person with people that people know and it's just documented and it's filmed by someone else, it does extremely well. So some of my best performing stuff is content with other people where it's just recorded from someone else. And what this does is you just have to do your thing and then it's recorded. Yeah. Instead of recording having to be a separate task that you do.
Yeah, just have someone set up the cameras for me.
Exactly. And then another thing is if you have something that you have to do, right? Let's say right now, if you're building Dan Martel's sales team, and to do that, you have to obviously coach them, whatever, maybe go out there in person. Think about how you can just do these things in person. For example, when you do the client breakdowns, do them in person. You can do that and it makes the production so much easier and record all your calls and also your mastermind sessions. Keep in mind that your mastermind sessions will be content. So the mastermind session you did here in Marbella, it was very good for the people that were there, but I would have even thought about how can I get some clips that will be good for the people that watch my content, which you didn't keep in mind. But if you keep content in mind as you do these things, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, a lot of what I do is people always say it's very good in person. And when you create an experience in person, and you're very good at it, creating that experience in short form is very different, or long form is different.
Yeah.
You got to think about the experience that you're creating for someone watching, not just for the person in the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would keep that in mind and then just start to think about how you can document all the things you're already doing. Because this stuff is easy for you.
Easier.
And then you'll enjoy it way more, right? And you get results with doing less, which makes it more enjoyable. And then it's easier to do other stuff. Then second thing I'd say is, when I say show don't tell, that also means in your value, right? So a lot of the videos are in a sense, you're sitting down, you're looking directly at the camera, and then you're explaining a concept. So it's when you're hiring a closer, you do this. A lot of those concepts can be, taken down into here's what's being done for other people, or here's what we're doing for other people. I would rather watch, here's the onboarding system we built for Iman's sales team, then here's how you should onboard closers. Because unless they already know you and your track record,
yeah, that's true.
They don't care.
Yeah, so rather saying here's a system that we built for this person. That's a good idea.
Like what you want to do always is you want to maximize TAM, right? Because, and this is more important than, it's important because like the way you look at it is if you have your ideal client, but they're making over 100K a month. So they're difficult to target. So the only way you're able to hit them is it's like you're able to hit them by targeting a little bit of a broader pool of people, and then they are in that pool of people as well. And so to do that, a lot of your concepts need to be tailored toward like a something that can appeal quite mass market.
Can you give me an example? So let's say we're fixing tracking for a business.
Yeah.
How would you make that broader?
That in and of itself is quite like a bottom funnel idea. It's difficult to make broader. But one thing when you do that is instead of just say like, here's how to fix your tracking, or here's how we do tracking, add in all of the social proof and the elements that you have. Because then right now, I'll watch your content because I know you. Like I know you're extremely good at this stuff. But someone won't watch it unless they know that you're extremely good at this stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And right now we're trying to get known. So I would, before that, instead of saying, here's how we're doing tracking, I'd be like, here's the tracking setup we have for XYZ person that have done this. And like, the crazy part is that it's so simple to set up, and business owners don't have this. So they're literally like trying to fix problems that don't even exist instead of like, and you kind of like hype it up a little bit first. And that way it is a little bit more broad and you can appeal to a bigger pool of people. I mean, a lot of the stuff does apply to most businesses, but if you can just make the concept more entertaining by showing things, it'll be a lot easier for you, because then you can hit all these people and not just the people that already know you. So why would you say people choose you over, this is a good thing to identify as well, because the goal here is to get clients, right? Why would you say people choose you over anyone else for sales management?
Previous results, experience, our unique systems.
So results, experience, and when you say unique systems, what unique systems?
Our Sales Leaders OS, which is a system that we built.
Okay. And what about that makes people make it go a little bit?
Every single person goes through it says, I understand sales management, because otherwise they're just thinking it's sales training. But when we break it down into all the different components, they fully get it.
Okay. So like on a sales call, when you show them that, that's what like makes them they understand that like, okay, there's so much more to sales management.
Yeah.
So this is what makes people buy from like an offer, like brand standpoint. Is there something that makes people buy from you as a person that you recognize, right? Because it's another thing that I've done is a lot of the clients that buy from me, they buy because of personality, which is another thing when you build a brand, is you can create a lot more relatability and trust. Is there something from you as a person or how you're positioned that makes people lean more towards you?
Is a question like what am I doing in my life that they can resonate with?
Yeah.
In outside of work.
Yeah.
I would say fitness is a big component of my life. I like fitness. I like eating out restaurants. I like travel. I like leadership in general.
Yeah. I think, for example, another thing to mention, right, is all this stuff we want to lean into. So like, for example, people buy because of you for results, experience, and the unique system that you have. I don't see this talked about as much as it needs to be talked about. Like results and experience, for example, needs to be mentioned more.
Yeah.
Like show more results. Even all of your YouTube videos, right? There is the highest converting YouTube assets that we've made and we like make for every single client is case study breakdown video. Because the reason it works is because it works as a VSL, but it's being formed out in like a valuable format.
You can definitely do more case study videos.
And the viewer can see themselves in the story.
Would you do them as a like a direct camera, or would you do them as a Miro board, or
Yeah, we do them as like Figma boards usually, and we go through the details. And then a lot of those videos, even like we're not going that in depth. So like we used to do the case study breakdowns, and we would go super in depth in each thing, and then we changed it to like we're just gonna explain what was done, and not how. Like we're gonna explain how to some extent, but like very broadly. And when we did that, and we just focused more so on structure and explaining what and how, it performed way better.
I can do that as well.
Yeah. Then in terms of unique system as well, what I'd love to see from you too, to speak more about, to show more like how good your systems are, right? Because a lot of the videos are just speaking to the camera. A lot of your short form could be like someone, coming in from like a side angle and you actually show some of the stuff. You show like what you have for onboarding, you show the data, you show the SOPs, people can see how structured you are.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
And when that is done, right? And when that is done, and you can hedge that against like the people that are doing this and making millions of dollars per month, it becomes very clear to the person. I don't have this, I'm not doing $1 million a month.
Yeah.
It's a very like clear, distinct separation. Let's go into content as well, right? Because the other thing you mentioned is time and enjoyment, and obviously this will help. The fact that you can just like focus more on doing these things and making sure cameras are set up every single time. But what is your process in terms of making content right now?
Right now, if someone does the ideation for me, then I sit and look at the ideas and I'll try to scramble up a YouTube video within that. I'll use Whisperflow just to fire out loads of information. And then I'll put it into a Claude skill, which will format it into like a YouTube script. And then I kind of read through it and make some changes. I've only done 2 videos like that, so I don't think those have gone up yet. But that's a better process than what I was doing before, which was when a video was scripted for me, I'd just change a few things and just riff that video, but it would just never be good. I just did it I was doing the cheapest, fastest way possible, and that's why the quality was so low.
Yeah, exactly. So like you were treating it as something that had to be done because you're running a business on social media.
Yeah.
The way that I've always treated it as like, you know, a big part of my job now is to make content, and the business almost becomes instead of it's like it's something I have to do for a business, like it's something I have to do and I run a business, and that way you put more effort into it.
Do you enjoy being a creator?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing for me. I was like, I am a business owner. I have to make content as well, but actually adopting, I am a creator. I have to bring out that energy in me.
And you enjoy it a lot when you are creative with it.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you enjoy that you're not good at?
You don't enjoy them, do you?
You don't, right? But like once you like focus on it and you like get into the creative process, it becomes really fun. Because also like you see your brand growing and you make more money, and it's also like it's a creative process too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty funny because even on my, like I don't get a crazy amount of views, but people have watched my content and they tell me how much they watch the content, how much they follow it. And it's a small page. So like, I know if we really went all in on it and it grew, it would be nice to be able to help more people. There's
no reason with your track record, you shouldn't have at least like 100,000 followers.
Let's do it.
Because the guys that are so big in the sales space and this like B2B space, they don't have much better results.
No.
You know, they don't like at all.
No, they better create the creative side, which is something that you need to focus on.
Yeah, because that's the pretty much the only irreplaceable part of the business.
Yeah.
You can pay, you know, get extremely good people on delivery, extremely good people in sales, extremely good people in marketing in terms of ads and so on. The part that requires you is branding. Do you have, how do you set aside time to film content?
Before I was doing it once a week, and it was a big build up towards once a week filming, but now we're changing it to every single day recording something small. Because
I like that, doing it every single day. Another thing you can do, right, is you can, like let's say you have, you take calls, right? You take a lot of calls because you're in sales, obviously. What you can do is if you set aside a couple days a week where you remove calendar space.
Yeah.
For content, and that way it becomes like way more streamlined. So let's say like what I would typically say is like you should set aside at least 2 days a week where you can take calls in the morning, you maybe like do deep work in the morning and do calls in the evening, but you have like more focus on content.
Yeah.
And then on the days you do calls, because that way you can also come in with a lot of more preparation. Because if you have 1 day of filming, then you kind of show up to the day of filming and you have to be like, what do I film?
No, you need about 2 days on content, and probably like a day and a half has to be ideation.
Yeah, that's the majority of it. Yeah, the filming is the easy part.
What's the video that you like took a lot of time and ideated? Which is the time that you've put the most amount of effort into ideation?
Every single video I make, I script word for word. I write them word for word. There are certain YouTube videos that have taken me, like one of the newest ones we're planning, right? Like planning the venue and everything. That's like, I mean, at this point, like well over 20 hours. If I take my team's time as well. But I mean, certain videos I have to make like prerequisites for it. So I have a video that like actually I can attribute specific clients to it did very well. What that video was like me running a webinar in front of the girls, essentially. So I had a whiteboard, I went to a restaurant and I had girls there and I was like, because I made a lot of those videos that did well, maybe you've seen some of them.
Yeah.
But
was it like a girl asking you a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, exactly. And I was like having a whiteboard and like welcome to the, like, that was the types of the video. That video, obviously, it required so much preparation, not just in terms of like coming up with the idea and scripting the idea, but the prerequisites for filming, right? You have to like figure out the location, like get all the girls there, set up all of this and all that, which a lot of the preparation is not just like planning the video, it's planning the organizing to do it with people and so on.
Yeah, it's just about like making the content that I normally enjoy, which is a lot of the times just me working and just making it more and often as well. So I'm happy to give it a go.
Do you have someone in person filming with you?
Yeah, I'm actually in London. I'm actually hiring a videographer for the entire 6 weeks. I'm gonna get a videographer who's actually going to be staying with me because I'm going back to Dubai now. Then when I'm in London for 6 weeks, I'll have someone who's actually going to be shooting me.
When I have a videographer, I set the expectation that they're basically forced to make sure I film every single day. So if I'm like, nah, fuck, I don't want to film it right now, they're like, yes, you do. And, you know, like certain times, like, and so like, that's the expectation that I've set with content team, because it is sometimes going to be like, I can't be asked to film. So I think just having a person around for you, considering how much money you're making, it makes no sense to not have someone in person who's just going to be like asking you questions and trying to extract things from you.
Yeah, I need that for sure.
So like, hey, what are you working on? What are you working on? Okay, cool. Let's make a video about that and then plan it quickly with you and then film it. I would hire like a kind of videographer, creative director, like hybrid.
Where would you say you can hire a good creative director from? Because I've hired a few. It's not worked out.
Where do you typically hire them from now?
Hire them from Personal Network, hire them from like interviews. Just trying to find someone who's good at content and good at managing a team is one thing I'm looking for.
Do you work with people that are working with a lot of other people at the same time?
Yeah.
So it's like the same thing you told me not to do with my closer. So I would try to find someone who's like as close to full-time as possible, ideally full-time, and they can fully work on your brand. Because then even if they don't have the skill level, they'll learn very easily. What I would look for a couple things. I would look for creativity. So if they're not interested in something that's like creative, so ideally they're already like super interested into like taking photos and like just taking photos of random shit and like the editing photos and stuff like that. But if not, typically the guys that I see do really well are interested in like just something very creative. Like I had a creative director at some point.
Do you have one now?
Right now, not full-time in person. I will. The person I'm now as a CMO will be like in person. Right now, he's usually in person like twice a month, like 2 weeks a month. I had to let go of my last one for a couple of reasons, but that one I had for quite a while. And he was extremely good at like the shooting content aspect. And the reason why was just because he was like very creative. He would, whenever we went anywhere, he would take photos all the time.
Yeah,
and he loved taking photos.
You need like one killer who's just like a fly on the wall all the time.
So you need like creativity. That's the biggest thing I'd look for. Even if they're like not there with cameras yet, like they should be like interested in like architecture or some shit. Like they just like care about creativity. What I would also do when you hire that person is, obviously you want to have them full time, and then make sure they are, in terms of training, just have them speak to as many other people on the team as possible. So like speak to the sales team and get ideas back from them.
For sure.
And that's like the other things, like communicating with the entire team to get ideas. But training the creative director is usually quite quick. Ideally, they're very good at like understanding how to script content initially, but it's not the biggest prerequisite because they can learn it.
Yeah, for sure.
The biggest thing is like they're creative and they can work. Do you have any other things at the moment that you feel like on the content side?
Honestly, that is the main thing. I think you just need to hire like a good person. I think I'd put it off for a while. Just need to focus on hiring someone, get someone in, and just enjoy making content. I think the first thing I need to do is just those formats, just making sure it's content that I enjoy, then hiring someone to run it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's good. Just I think the biggest mindset shift is saying to myself, I am a creative, not just a business owner. It's actually like saying it to yourself. So actually being creative. Otherwise, you just hurt your own light. You just don't shine your own light because you don't see yourself that way.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah, and I used to say to everyone for years, even now, I think I said it to someone last week, I'm more of a business owner, I'm more of an operator, not a market.
You told me. You told me.
So I need to become more of a creator.
And it's interesting because the best people are embracing that. Like Hormozi said he's spending 3 full days a week on content.
He's a beast.
You know, like he's hired his wife is obviously the CEO for his main business, and his main focus is his brand. And they spend, you know, over $100,000 a month on it. It's such an asymmetrical investment.
Yeah.
So I think to like fully embrace it and never treat it as a chore. A lot of people treat it as a chore, like, I have to get this done.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big mindset shift. Just enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Yeah. Fully embrace it. And then for you, main thing is like embracing these things. This is why people buy. They buy because of results. They buy because of experience. They buy because of like these systems that you have. Show that a lot more. Don't just talk about these things. Show them. That's way more interesting as a format, because we've all seen people speak to the camera 1,000 times. But when you're actually showing something, it creates a completely different feel for the viewer. And get someone in to be full time and like set aside the time. Like I would set aside 2 or 3 days a week where you don't take calls, so you can fully focus on content.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
And then besides that, it's just effort. It's like I said, every video that I script, I make it word for word. Not because I necessarily read it word for word, even videos that I don't read word for word, but I do it because I just want to like really think about how I can make this video be as good as possible for the viewer.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think today I want to build some good YouTube videos. I've got some in mind now.
Let's go. Sick. Okay, cool. Thanks for coming.
Really appreciate you. Thanks for your insights, man. We're in good conversation with you too. You're absolutely killing it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.